be mindful of the things you say and do. Now I'd like to introduce a young man who took full advantage of courses that were offered at our high school. He took 9 advanced placement classes, earned a 4.3 GPA, and was actively involved in basketball and a part of the state championship team in 2018. He will be attending the University of Alaska Anchorage, majoring in nursing. Please welcome valedictorian, the class of 2019, Caleb Weigel.
3, 2, and go.
Good evening, class of 2019, teachers, families, and friends. Although it is an honor to be standing here before you as class valedictorian, I definitely considered failing a class or two to drop my GPA and get me out of speech. But my parents would have killed me, so here I am. The past 4 years at Wasilla High School have been a ride. Mr. Hayes taught us how to build a miniature castle. Mrs. Ranella forced us to write 1,000 essays and analyze poetry. Mrs. Ragsdale taught us that a pair of safety goggles will save us from anything. And oh boy, Mr. Burr taught us that bald people can look great too. As we reflect on the past 4 years of lectures, textbooks, and endless pages of notes, I know what you're thinking. When am I ever going to use this again? While you may not remember the quadratic formula in 10 years, heck, some of you don't know it now. Let me remind you that the knowledge gained throughout our high school career is far more than numbers on a piece of paper. Your experiences are far more than your GPA or SAT scores. Your experiences will help shape your future. It is often said that high school is practice for adulthood. And like anything that takes practice, mistakes are made. Some of us struggle to show up on time to school. Some of us struggle to balance our school and sports. And I'm sure all of us are guilty of procrastinating, thanks to Instagram and Snapchat. Thankfully, it isn't too late to change our habits. In the words of Oscar Wilde, experience is simply the name we give our mistakes. In the next few years, some of us will find ourselves in places we didn't think were possible. In the last 4 years, we have been building a foundation that will support us through adulthood. Some of you will join the military and do more in 3 months than most of us have done our entire high school career. Some of you will live with your parents until you're 40. Some of you will get married and start a family within a year or 2. Some of you will go to college and do literally nothing with your degree. Some of you will become educators and will one day replace those teachers sitting upon us today. And some of you will get some of you will get sick, and I will be your doctor. As we sit through our final moments together as a class, let me remind you that failure is inevitable, but it is proof that you are trying. I cannot stand before you today and promise that our high school diplomas are an easy ticket to a life of endless possibilities. Just as the past 4 years were filled with late nights, hard work, and a series of numerous deadlines, remember that every struggle is an opportunity for growth. Nothing is learned when no mistakes are made. So take chances, create opportunities, and even when you hit a brick wall, just know it's part of the process. Growth comes from outside our comfort zone. Before I close, I'd like to give thanks to those who have had a lasting impact on both my education and my life. First, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I'd like to thank my parents. You two have been my #1 supporters since the day I was born, and have continued to push me to my fullest. I'd like to thank Coach Bird for keeping me in check and reminding me how poor I did on the ACTs. You continually challenge my perspective in everyday life. I'd like to thank Coach Eager Bretson for making me a better person on and off the court. Last, I'd like to give a shout out to my boys, Cody and Carson Jets. Class of 2019, as we enter our next chapter in life and go our separate ways, may you remember that mistakes happen, things don't always go as planned, but as long as we recover, our experiences will shape the foundation of our future. My hope for you all is that you all experience life to its fullest, and may you always remember the journey you took to get here. Thank you.